Welcome to the OMG Show.
Let's go ahead and talk about courses. How do we outline them? How do we create them? And how do we set them up so we can find success? Okay, so when it comes to creating courses, now look, I love courses. Courses are great because more and more people are doing video training online. If you look at YouTube, which is the world's second largest search engine, the number one search phrase is how to. So people are actively trying to learn how to solve problems, how to do different things. Okay, so you have to position your business in a way where you can show them that you can teach them how to get what they need done, how to solve their problems. Okay, so with the course, the first thing we need to do, number one, is figure out if people are wanting it. Okay, do people want this course on butterfly gardens? Okay, do they want a course on that? Yes or no? That's what we need to answer first. Okay, so how do we go about doing that? Well, there's many different ways, and one of my favorites is to just simply go on Amazon and search for butterfly books and see what pops up. What kind of books are showing up? Is it books about growing them, or I don't know, the gardens, or the types of food, etc., etc.? Like what are the results showing you? What's the trend? Then I'll look inside the books and see what table of contents display. Okay, I'll read the reviews and see what people are talking about specifically that they liked or that they didn't like about the book, right? If I sense that there is enough passion there, right? This goes into another podcast episode that I talked about before. We're talking about how to select the market. Is there enough passion in this market for me to say, oh, you know what? I might be able to tap into this passion to create a business. Okay, so once we do that, we can also go to Reddit. We can go to different online forums. We can see if there's other competitors out there as well. The main point is that we need to identify first if anyone cares about our program. Okay, so another thing that I would like to do is join Facebook groups, if there are, or online communities of people that are into butterfly gardening and all that kind of stuff, right? And ask them a question and be, hey, you know what? I'm thinking about creating a course on butterfly gardening. What would you like to see in it? Ask people and see what they tell you, right? That's the best kind of research you can get. Hey, I would love a complete step-by-step on how to water. Okay, I would love a complete step-by-step on how to feed them. I would love a complete step-by-step on which ones are okay to keep indoors or outdoors, or in a tropical climate versus like a forest climate. You kind of need to figure all these things out. And you can do that simply by just asking a question inside of these communities. And you're doing all this research to kind of validate your program, but at the same way, what you're doing is now you're creating an outline for what people really care about and what they actually want. So that way you don't have to create a whole course where maybe people only want like 5% of the material. You can create a course where now people only want like 80% of the material, right? So their actual consumption rate of the course is going to go way up, because many online courses suffer from the fact that they get a lot of people purchasing. However, not a lot of people go through the system. So what did that course actually achieve? Right? I think that if you're going to put in the time to create a course, that you should at least want your person to go through the course so they can learn something they can apply to their lives in order for them to have a better outcome. Okay, and if I do believe wholeheartedly that it's your business's obligation to make sure they have every opportunity available to complete that course. Okay, and part of that comes down to the course structure and the course outline, and making sure that matches up to what they actually want, right? Which is that market research. Okay, now how do we outline the course? Okay, well, think of two different points, point A and point B. Okay, and on point A side, there's like a huge canyon to get to point B, and you're in point B over here having a great time. You're in a hotel and your market is over here, point A, in the desert underneath the hot sun, no water for 5 days, and they're trying to get to you. So how do we bridge that gap? Okay, this is how we start outlining our course. Now, the quick version of this method is that you need at least 5 to 7 steps to outline your course. Okay, it could be 3, sometimes it could be 4, but you generally want no more than 5 or 7 steps. Okay, so if you're looking at this here, think of a bridge, right? We're going to outline a bridge so that they can walk across to get to you. But if you see any bridge anywhere in the world, there's always columns that hold the bridge up, right? So these are your columns. These 5 to 7, columns are what are going to hold your course up. So we need to ask ourselves, what are those 5 to 7 columns. Okay, again, this is going to go back to the research that you did on Amazon, on asking within your groups. Okay, because you want to create a course that people actually want. Okay, now we haven't talked about selling yet. Okay, we're still talking about how do we outline the course. So get a piece of paper, draw your bridge, and then map out your 5 to 7 columns. Then for each column, do the same thing. Do a point A to a point B. So for column 1, what's A, what's point B? What's the point where your market is, they're trying to survive, and B is to the point where they're trying to thrive. And you do that for each column. Okay, and again, no more than 5 or 7 steps within each one. So you have 5 to 7 columns going down, and you have 5 to 7 rows going down, and that's how you start outlining your course. Okay, now there's some kind of logical pattern that someone who's going through your course can see. Okay, I know that if I go through, these 5 to 7 modules, right? Because the columns are essentially your modules, that they're going to be able to see, the light at the end of the tunnel and find the success that they're actually looking for. And that's really what you want. So you have the outline. Okay, once you have the outline ready, now we can start talking about selling. And when it comes to selling, especially the first time you're going to sell your course, I'm a big believer of selling your course first without creating it. Okay, so what do I mean by that? Meaning you've put down the blueprint, the foundation as far as, here's what I actually want to do. However, you still run the risk of creating this entire course and no one buying. So one of the best course strategies that I can recommend is doing a live launch, where you release each module week by week, but you do it in a live setting. And in a live setting, the users who are buying from you, which are typically your beta testers, right? Your first handful of customers, these are the individuals that they're going to have more access to you, because you might be doing live video calls after every module releases, etc., etc. Okay, but the main thing is that you don't want to sell your course at the full price you intend to. So if you plan on selling your course for $1,000, you don't sell it at $1,000 immediately right off the bat. You might want to sell it for maybe $200, just to get people in the door, because what you really want are testimonials. Okay, so think about it this: you're not getting the full $1,000 that you want, but you're getting customers, you're getting testimonials, and you're building out a course without really having created it. So you haven't wasted any time. You're being more efficient with your time. You're being more optimized with the money that you have and the money that is being given to you. So once you're doing all of that, you're building your course week after week after week. Depending, if you have 7 weeks, your course is done. Everything is ready to go. You've done 7 live streams. People are either saying high five or something else. Hopefully they're saying high five, or that the course was amazing. You're capturing those testimonials, and now you can go ahead and do another launch. Okay, the real launch, right? So what I just described was kind of like a beta launch. Now, once you have all those assets in place, can you do a live launch? And now the sales page is going to be awesome, because you have people who have given you testimonials. You know that your outline is working. You have a full course that you've built that you haven't wasted any time on. And the great thing about it too is that those first beta testers, you can even ask them, what else would you have liked to see in this course? And now you have bonuses. Now you have bonuses from actual customers that went through your course, and they're like, we would have loved to see this. So now you can create a bonus and add that to the sales page, and then boom, that's going to help increase your conversions as well. Okay, now again, it all starts from doing your research and making sure that you're creating something that people actually want, getting their feedback, presenting that outlining to them, refining as you go, and then selling in a way where you're getting beta testers inside of there. You're not making big money, but you're getting proof of concept. Okay, this is what's called the minimum viable process, right? What's the least amount of work that you can do to get a result that you're looking for? That's what you want to do when you're thinking about creating a course. Okay, so then you want to do your beta launch, get those people in, get those testimonials, ask them what else they need, create those bonuses, then you're going to want to fix up the copy, and then boom, launch it for real at the $1,000 price point, and that's how you start taking off with your course. And there's a lot of other things that you can do too in terms of sales funnels. You can do webinars, you can do direct to sale, you can buy email lists, lots of different things. However, to create the course, follow this process, so that way you don't end up 6 months down the road scratching your head looking at a course that you thought was going to be awesome, but no one bought. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode. I'll see you all on the next one.